What's going on, y'all? So most niches have quite a bit of opportunity for you to be successful with Shopify dropshipping. With that being said, it's no secret that some niches are just better than others. So today I want to cover my 3 favorite niches for Shopify dropshipping. What's going on, y'all? I'm Braden Wuerch. I'm here to provide insane value to you guys every day to grow you personally and financially as well. Alright guys, so today I want to show you my 3 favorite niches for Shopify dropshipping. And this is based off of my personal experience and opinion of quite a few of my friends that are successful in the space, and then even some of my students. So I want to actually cover what the 3 niches are, why they're actually my favorite niches, and then how I would go about creating a new store today in that niche if I was to do that. Now, before we get into the video, I want to preface this that if you guys have a store currently and it's not one of these 3 niches, I don't want you to immediately just abandon ship, shut down that store and go into one of these niches. Now, if you do feel like one of these niches would be better for you and maybe you've gone a wrong direction with your current store, then maybe think long and hard about that. You might want to do that. But I don't want you guys to just go ahead and abandon all the hard work you've done to go into one of these 3, because like I said at the beginning of the video, most niches have quite a bit of opportunity for you to be successful. You just have to figure out how to exploit that and the best ways to go about it for that niche. So for most of you that have followed this channel for a while, you know what a mid-level niche is, but if you're new here, mid-level niche is essentially in between a general store and a specific niche store. So it's not a general store like Walmart that has electronics, apparel, pretty much everything, but it's not a super specific niche like a certain dog breed. Essentially, it's right in the middle. It's a mid-level niche, and that's my favorite place to start for new stores, and it's definitely my favorite place for beginners to start. So all 3 of these niches I'm going to mention are mid-level niches, and I'll kind of explain that a little bit more as the video goes on. But before you get into it, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button for me. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here for you guys every day to help you grow your businesses to successful numbers. Alright guys, so number 1, and a lot of you already know what this is since I did a whole video on this one, is apparel. And I love this one for so many different reasons, but a big one being that, apparel and clothes is actually somewhat of a need. Yes, people don't need to be going out and they don't need really fashionable apparel, but they do need clothes. And so people are going to shop for clothes, and if they have any money to spend, they're preferably going to want some actual nice clothes that look good. So rather than just going ahead and focusing on something that would be more of an impulse buy, you're actually going ahead and using a niche that people have to get. Yeah, they don't have to go ahead and get that certain style, but they actually have to get clothes to wear. So you're actually tapping into somewhat of a need. And then number 2, there's so many directions to take it and so many successful ways to take it. Not only could you do, a typical streetwear store, you could do a dapper store, but then you can go certain directions with each one of those, or even so many more. And I've seen this happen with so many of my friends, so many of my students, myself. There's so many different ways to brand an apparel store that essentially is just a different take on, a certain niche within apparel. And so there's so much opportunity, and people all around the world need clothes. And this is one thing I talk about with horizontal scaling and marketing to the entire world. The entire world needs clothes. So this is a very, very good niche, and this is my absolute favorite. And I mention this quite often, but with apparel, you have the greatest chance of having quite a bit of longevity. You could have a brand that's around for a long time. So first off, without even talking about the next few things, first off, you're able to go ahead and keep changing out products. More and more products keep coming out on AliExpress because you're going to change seasonally, all of that. So as long as you stay on top of the game, you're going to be able to have longevity and a lot of success with it just from that alone. But then if you want extreme longevity and you want to have your own brand, what's really cool is you can find out what works. You can, one, do print on demand. So you can already start branding your own products with print on demand, but you can find out what works and then go ahead and start using the profits you're getting from your store and start investing in your own types of products around that. So your own types of, whether it's apparel accessories or apparel itself, you can go ahead and actually start holding inventory of those, and then you'll start, essentially transitioning out of drop shipping altogether and having your own products, your own brand's products. And this secures your brand spot for a long time. You'll have a lot of longevity for this, and I've talked about this in multiple videos. But this is a very cool way that certain brands are essentially using that in the beginning to go from drop shipping to then more print on demand, and then completely replace all the drop shipping and print on demand with their own branded products. And it just secures your spot. You'll have a ton of longevity. So if you're going to go ahead and start in apparel, I suggest you start mid-level and you have multiple types of collections. So have your main collections, you know, it could be shirts, pants, hoodies, whatever you end up doing, but then have collections of accessories. Accessories complement an apparel store very well. So, you know, do sunglasses, maybe some Dapper socks, whatever fits with your store. And that comes to the next point of you need to come up with a certain brand style. Too many apparel stores I see of new drop shippers, it's just they're finding, you know, their cool looking streetwear and putting it up. But there's no certain style. Pretty much everybody I've seen that's really successful in the apparel niche for Shopify dropshipping has a very certain look on their stores. Just like if you were to go into a Tilly's or Hollister, you know, those stores, you're going to have a very certain look when you walk in there. That's how it should be for your store. You need to curate your products to have a very certain look and a very certain style. If you guys do that, you're going to be able to have a lot of brand validation. You're going to be able to market very, very well. So number 2 is gadgets, and this has a lot of opportunity. So the reason I really like this one is very easily marketed with Facebook and Instagram marketing and even Google AdWords. This one is pretty easy to market, especially if you get a good video ad, and for some products, image ads even work well if it's a simple enough product. And I know a lot of people personally right now that are very successful with gadgets. Now, there's multiple directions you can take it. You can have a gaming only store, so you only have gaming products from, you could even have print on demand shirts for certain games, but then actually have electronics with it. Or you can have more of an electronics superstore where you have gaming stuff, but then you have gadgets of every different type. If you guys are going this way, one of the biggest mistakes I see for gadget stores is too much of a jumbled mess, essentially. They'll have something from gaming right next to something completely different. Could be like an iPhone accessory. Don't do that. You need to have your store very, very organized if you're going to go the gadget route, really for any store you do, but especially for gadgets. And this is one of the most popular mistakes I see, is that it's just messy. You need to make sure that your store is very organized, especially if you're doing more of like an electronics superstore, because the type of audience you're bringing in from that anyway is looking for that conciseness and that clean look. So don't have a jumbled mess and really have everything organized well. So number 3 is home goods. And the reason that this is very popular is because women are by far the biggest shoppers online. And so home goods is typically more of a woman sell than it is a man sell. So with this, there's so many directions you can take it. You can go with kitchen, you can go with home decor, and I've seen so many of these work really, really well. And my biggest piece of advice for this one is to choose a sub niche. So choose something like kitchen or home decor. Try not to have just a home superstore. I've seen those pop up, and those typically don't work well. You want to brand yourself as being the master in whatever space you go into, whether that be decor, kitchen, or however you want to go about your home store. You need to go ahead and actually go into a sub niche, because if you guys just go ahead and make it a superstore, it's not going to have as much of a brand power, and you want that, guys. All right, guys, so those are my 3, and those are by far my favorite 3. The first 2, especially apparel and gadgets, by far. A lot of my friends, and then in my own personal experience, a lot of them are successful with either apparel or gadgets. And then I've got a couple that are in home goods. So definitely consider going into these, especially if you haven't started a store yet. It's all about branding, guys. However you go about doing it, you need to think about branding and branding your store in a very unique way. That's definitely the key right now. But I hope you guys found some value in this. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here for you guys every day. Leave a comment down below. If you're in one of these niches or you need any help, whatever it is, I'm here for you guys. But keep grinding, y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.